Good evening. My name is Sandra Armenta. I'm one of the council members here in the city of Rosemead, and it's my distinct honor to be your MC for tonight. We're going to go ahead and start off with the presentation of colors from Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, Temple Station Explorer.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I would like to introduce Temple Station Explorers who will be rising our colors today. Oh, not yet. I would also now like to introduce Sergeant Bradley Schiff of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, who will be leading us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Sergeant Bradley Sheffield. Let's give him a big hand. The Pledge of Allegiance is going to be led by Paul Chen, former president of the Rosemead Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Sandra. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Paul. Please be seated. Again, my name is Sandra. I'm Councilmember Sandra Armenta, and I will be your Master of Ceremony. I do want to introduce Councilmember Polly Lowe, who will be introducing our sponsors.
Why are we being so quiet? My goodness, like, come on. I know. This is supposed to be a fun State of the City address, even though I don't know how Stephen is going to be serious about this, but come on, have some like party time here, people. All right. We do want to thank all our sponsors. If it wasn't for the sponsor, we wouldn't have this like wonderful setup. We have wonderful food and all this setup here. I walked out and going, wow, this is great. So first of all, want to thank our sponsor, TransStack, one of our favorite company in the city. We also Republic Services. Yeah. We have the Southern California Edison, a quarter right in Rosemead. We also have our neighborhood watch sponsors, although the first three, they are called presenting sponsors. Okay. So now this group is called neighborhood watch sponsors. We have Maribel. I saw them somewhere here. Yeah. We have Lewis Group of Companies from Mike Lewis. We have Valley Hotel, sorry. Yes, thank you. We also have Chang and Fang. This is the accounting corporation from Paul Chang. Yeah. The next group we have the community supporter. We have a friendly in Rosemead. They're here somewhere. I saw them earlier. Doubletree by Hilton. Yeah. We also have the Rosemead Key Club. Thank you for helping. And we have University of the West. Yeah, right down where I live. And we also have the LED Rental LA. Yes. So thank you to all the sponsors that help out with this wonderful event. Well, without them, our mayor would not have the state of the city. So thank you. Hand it back to Sandra.
Thank you, Councilmember Polly Lowe. Now, I know he's going to get this party started. It's my distinct honor to introduce Councilmember Sean Dang, who will be introducing the elected officials and city officials. Woo! That's it.
So good evening, everyone. Thank you, Councilmember Armenta. I thought you were going to introduce the mayor, but I will get this party started. Absolutely.
Not yet.
Don't
That's my job.
don't mess up the MC. I think that's it.
Never.
So my job tonight is really to recognize a lot of the public officials here and a lot of the commissioners tonight. The city of Rosemead, under our mayor's leadership, we have a tremendous success, but a lot of that success also really revolves and really involves a lot of our neighboring cities, a lot of the hard work from our commissioners. So they really do deserve a great round of applause. So first and foremost, like to thank my MC and council member Sandra Armenta for tonight. I'm making her stand, and she has an injured ankle. So, and of course, my very dear council colleague, Miss Polly Lowe. And our Mayor Clark couldn't make it tonight. She's the mayor pro tem for this year. She couldn't make it tonight, but she wishes everyone a warm regards. So just wanted to echo that. Yours truly, Sean Dang, council member, City of Rosemead, and of course, everyone knows our mayor. So starting off with the neighboring city, the mayor of Monterey Park, Mr. Thomas Swong. I know you're in the house. There you go. To the neighbors of the north, our mayor, City of Arcadia, Ms. April Villado. A little closer to home, Rosemead School District President, Mr. John Quintanilla. Thank you, John. Also part of the Rosemead School District Trustee, Ms. Nancy Armenta. We also have, last but not least, Rosemead School District Trustee, Ron Esquivel. Thank you, Ron. Next, we have Garvey School District President, Ms. Bobby Bush. Also in the house, Garvey School District Board Member, Maureen Chin. Moving on, we have El Monte Union High School District Vice President, Mr. Huy Nguyen. Thank you, Huy. Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District Director, Mr. Charles Trevino. and our dear LA County Sheriff Department Temple Station Captain, Mr. George Meza. Thank you, Captain. Our LA County Rosemead Special Assignment Team, which we call our Rosemead Chief of Police, Mr. Kevin Tuardi. Thank you, Chief. And last but not least, LEFD Acting Assistant Chief, Mr. Gerald Gonzalez. Thank you, Chief. Moving on, we have our Park Commissioner Chair, Mr. Charlie Chavez. Charlie. Planning Commissioner Vice Chair, Ms. Emma Escobar. Our Beautification Commission Vice Chair, Sarah Flores. Public Safety Commissioner, Stephanie Garcia. Public Safety Commissioner, Sarah Kwan. A little farther away, we have our LA County First District Supervisor, Hilda Solis's District Director, Ms. Edith Gonzalez. 28th District Congresswoman Judy Chu's Office Field Rep, Gigi Lee. California State 49th District Assembly Member Mike Fong's Office Field Rep, Mauricio Lopez. And with great also endearment from me, I'd like to introduce all my executive team from City of Rosemead. We're going to start off with Mr. Ben Kim. Assistant City Manager, Richard Rojas. Community Development Director, Ms. Lily Valenzuela. All this would not be possible without Mr. Park and Rec Director, Mr. Tom Boking. And of course, we have to pay for everything is Mr. Finance Director, Brian Chu. Thank you, Brian. Brian has the biggest credit card in the city hall, so that was told. And last but not least, my Public Works Director, Ms. Noya Wang. And council would not be possible when running so smoothly without our very, very efficient City Clerk, Ms. Erica Hernandez. And the person that keeps us out of trouble, our City Attorney, Ms. Rachel Richmond. Of course, we love our Public Safety Manager, and that is Mr. Wayne Coe. Wayne's hiding in the shade. He's the smart guy around here. So, Public Safety Supervisor, Miss Mandy Wong, is also in the house. And last but not least, we also have to recognize the tremendous hard work making all this development possible around the City of Rosemead. And we want to give it up for our building official, Miss Ayla Jefferson. Last but not least, I just really want to do a quick kudos to my community development staff, Annie Lau. Annie, you're somewhere. Lena Doe and Yasmin Babuz. So I know you're in the house. Thank you for your tremendous hard work. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really long list, but I think it's well worth echoing a lot of the thanks and gratitudes that is really coming from me as a council member and also with a lot of support from my council colleagues. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Also in attendance, we have from the Garvey School District, trustee, we have Andy Yam. And also from the Garvey School District, board member, Paul Duran. At this time, somebody also we're all important. You know, we're all VIP, but I also want to recognize superintendent from the El Monte Union High School District, Dr. Edward Zuniga. At this time, I want to please have Pastor Felix Lamb from the Rosemead Church of the Nazarene come up and do an invocation for us.
Good evening. My name is Felix Lamb. I'm the pastor of the local Nazarene church here right in the city of Rosemead. I feel honored to be here to bring the invocation this evening. And as I was listening to the long list of names, and I really believe that it takes a city to make a good city. So let us pray. Dear God, the Most High God in heaven, we just want to thank you for putting this event together for us. It's for our benefit that we recognize that how you have placed each part of us in the city to make it a safe place and and also peaceful and prosperous place for us to live or work. So whether we have come from different ethnicities or speak different language or from different cultures, but we are all in the city and we work together and we live peacefully with each other. So Lord, today we just want to thank you for putting all the officials, either elected official or public servants in place so that we can make this place work. And we ask that you continue to watch over us, to give us peace and security and prosperity that we so much need in this community. Whether we deserve or not, sometimes we ask that you would overlook our shortcoming, but yet you would still grant us all the blessings that we may not deserve. We give you thanks from the bottom of our heart for all the people that have contributed to make this city a great place for all of us. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Felix Lamb. Now, the man of the hour. But before he comes up, I'm going to say a little something about him. Our Mayor Stephen Lee serves on the Rosemead City Council, elected in March of 2009 as the youngest person ever elected to the city of Rosemead. As council member and re-elected in March 2013, March 2017, March 2022. In the 2011-2012 fiscal year, his council colleagues elected Lee to serve a one-year term as mayor of Rosemead, becoming the youngest mayor in the city's history at the age of 26. When he was elected, he was only 23. I gotta say that because he was like my little brother. He has represented the city on several regional organizations, including LA Metro's San Gabriel Valley Service Sector, the San Gabriel Valley Council, and is the past president of the Los Angeles Division of the League of California Cities. Stephen Lee has serves as captain in the United States Army Reserves in the Engineer Regiment, having commissioned from the Army's Officer Candidate School in Fort Benning, Georgia, and that occurred in 2014. He recently completed a deployment to the Middle East in support of Operation Spartan Shield and Inherent Resolve, where he commanded a unit of 148 soldiers. Now, take a personal privilege. I remember when Stephen was getting ready to be deployed. He was under a lot of stress because he said that he has 148 soldiers going to deploy, and he had to have 148 soldiers coming back. So please, let's give him a big round of applause because he had all 148 soldiers come back. And that was because of his leadership. Stephen currently works for the Office of Jordan Z. Marks, the San Diego County Assessor, Recorder, County Clerk, serving as a taxpayer advocate. He has worked in government affairs and the nonprofit sector since college, helping promote business development in the San Gabriel Valley community. He has over 20 years of experiences in government affairs, public policy, marketing and branding, and organizational management. Stephen Lee is a graduate of UCLA with a BA in political science and public policy. Let me tell you, this boy, he bleeds blue. Blue and blue. Let me tell you. And Stephen is also a product of Rosemead's education system, having gone to Willard Elementary, Temple Intermediate, and a proud alumni of Rosemead High School. Go Panthers! We have a lot of Panthers out there. And what else can I say about my dear friend? Not only does he bleed blue, but he also bleeds Rosemead red. With that, please give a big hand to our Mayor, Stephen Lee.
Thank you, Sandra, for what was a very warm and just incredibly wonderful introduction. I also want to talk about a couple people that are here in the audience before we speak this evening. In Rosemead, we have the fortune of having some great leaders and great people who supported great leaders come before us. And this evening, I just want to take a privilege in pointing out that we have former Mayor John Tran here in the audience. And also, someone who has been very meaningful to me was, and probably got me involved in local government, was a former mayor as well, Mr. Jay Imperial. And this evening, we have the former First Lady of the City of Rosemead, Ms. Cynthia Imperial, the widow of Jay Imperial, here this evening as well. Good afternoon, fellow council members, city staff, and the wonderful Rosemead community. I am proud to stand before you today on this warm and beautiful summer day to say that the state of our city remains strong. Today, we get to celebrate the great accomplishments that we have achieved, and we get to talk about the great and exciting new ventures you can expect from this year. In preparation for today, I was reading my very first State of the City speech I presented back in 2011. Back then, I was this young 26-year-old talking about the legacy of our city. Much has changed since then, but thankfully not our values. We have been focused on public safety, quality of life, great places to shop and eat, and an opportunity to live in a nice home. That remains our focus today. 15 years ago, this city, as part of its first ever strategic plan, outlined a new brand guide for our city. Today, Small Town America, with each word presenting significant meaning to what we saw in our city. Today represented our desire to be forward-thinking. Small Town represented our values as a small community in a busy metropolitan center of Los Angeles. And America, representing the diversity and uniqueness of our communities within the city of Rosemead. This brand, this tagline, has served us well and still represents how the city should see itself. But Rosemead is more than just a brand. We are also where dreams begin for so many people, so many families. We are where the first generation of immigrants are beginning to lay down roots. We are also now where the children of these immigrants are coming home to create our own foundations. Even my family got its start when my mom and dad made the decision to move here when I was just 3 years old. They saw a community that was safe, had good schools, and was close to family. Now, we have the ability to continue this dream of being the city where we get our start. To do that, we have to focus on our history, our values, and our desire to modernize. For the past 20 years, your city council has balanced these objectives to build a city true of who we are as a community. From upgrading our pools, to building more parks, to bringing in shops and restaurants. We, as your council, have been dedicated to making Rosemead grow correctly. That dream, though, is being challenged by unprecedented times and external impacts. We are living in a post-COVID era where our state is demanding more from local governments in ways that are unfair to our community. This is putting you at risk. Risk on safety, risk on housing, and the risk of our city's financial stability. As mayor, I am dedicated to protecting our dream here in Rosemead. I will safeguard our traditions, balancing that with modernizing our city for the future. And despite these unprecedented times, great things are happening here at home. As a council, we are continuing to protect our city and finding opportunities to invest in services and programs that make us an oasis from the more frightening stories occurring outside our borders. We are continuing to build for the future of our city. I am proud to announce that this past year, our city has approved 185 units of new housing construction, which includes 37 units of new for-sale development by Shea Homes on Walnut Grove and Mission Drive. Absolutely. Projects like these are creating home ownership, which is the foundation of the American dream, our dream here in Rosemead. And as a point of personal pride, and with the support of this whole council, we were able to secure our first set of affordable housing units as part of this development. Thank you. A set of 4 homes with priority going to veterans is part of our city's commitment to diversifying the housing stock, ensuring people of all incomes are able to afford living in Rosemead. In particular, our focus on veterans is part of our city's commitment to serving those who have served us. Thank you. I am proud to say that by the end of this month, our very first affordable housing unit will go to a veteran, one that has served our country on 2 combat deployments. And because of the efforts of this council and this staff, we have helped this veteran and his family become first-generation homeowners right here in the city of Rosemead. We are also immensely proud of our team's efforts to bringing in quality shops and restaurants right here in the city of Rosemead. Over the past year, we have worked on bringing in over 100 new businesses, restaurants, and shops, a diverse range of items to excite our taste palates. From Denny's restaurant to Chubby Cattle, Rosemead is becoming more of a foodie's paradise for all of us to enjoy and celebrate with our friends and family. Our city is also looking for opportunities to enhance the overall experience of dining and shopping here in the city. This past year, we have completed over 13 commercial facade and renovation programs through our grants offered by our Community Development Department. These small grants will help our business community return the revenue tenfold as we improve the aesthetics and the overall experience for everyone coming to Rosemead. All this is possible due to the sustained financial philosophy and approach this council has taken for the past 70 years. Since the city's incorporation, the city has always tried to live within our means. And thanks to past and present council's approach, we have a legacy of maintaining a $32 million reserve, readying our community. Absolutely. This is why Brian's credit card is as big as it is right there. Readying our community for any major challenges. This year, through the hard work of our staff, we are looking at closing our operating budget with almost $1.7 million in surplus, allowing us to dedicate these funds towards capital improvements that our city would strongly benefit from. We did this by holding the line on spending, relying on trusted staffing contracts, and ensuring that every dollar was efficiently utilized. Now, in addition to holding the line on spending, we have embarked on an aggressive approach on diversifying our city's funding streams. One area of particular success is our work with Congresswoman Judy Chu. Through the Congresswoman's efforts, we were able to secure an $800,000 grant to improve our second largest park, Garvey Park. Thank you. We will see improvements on our playground equipment, our gazebos, our barbecue areas, and amenities at this well-utilized and important recreational space. Included in this funding is also play uses that will support our diversely abled communities, ensuring park access for all those who live and play in Rosemead. Absolutely. Thank you, Congresswoman, for your efforts, and thank you to our Rosemead staff and consultants for helping us get through the details. I look forward to seeing our Parks Commission engaged in helping design Garvey Park for the next generation with this grant. As we talk about parks, development, and construction, we must not forget the most important job as a city is ensuring the safety of our community. The city invests in almost $11 million a year to ensure that we have the appropriate sworn police officers on our streets, keeping our residents and businesses safe. Our long-term partnership with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has been the standard for our city. We value this relationship. We have worked hard to ensure we continue to provide the Sheriff's Department with the resources it needs to keep our residents safe. Now, our partnership includes a strong focus on community policing. We recognize that our sheriff deputies need to feel a part of the Rosemead community, and that our Rosemead community feels that that the Sheriff's Department can keep them safe. All these efforts are under the direction of our Chief of Police. I was fortunate to interview our Chief of Police candidates alongside our Planning Commission, our Public Safety Commission. We knew that the right candidate needed to be someone who understands Rosemead, who understands the Sheriff's Department, and understands that we need to look at policing for the next generation. I am happy to note, after careful consideration by the city, we have appointed Lieutenant Kevin Tawari as our new chief. I expect great things from him, as the safety of our community continues to be my most important priority. I know that Police Chief Tawari will do great things for our community, but we must not take lightly on the public safety challenges we face as a city. Unfortunately, we are not immune to the impacts of Sacramento's decriminalization efforts, which have made our communities feel less safe. To date, we are still seeing record highs of our most dangerous and violent crimes. An overall 28% increase of these types of crimes since the 2020 pandemic, since the push to defund the police, since the election of a district attorney who does not wish to prosecute the very laws he has sworn to. Theft alone has increased 54% since the start of the pandemic. Rosemead is unfortunately no stranger to the statewide epidemic of professional retail theft plaguing our shops. We must now walk into our store and shops seeing basic items like laundry detergent locked behind glass doors. This is the wrong direction. We should be locking up criminals, not Tide Pods. Our public safety response times are also abysmal. Our most important and urgent calls by our residents and businesses can take up to 4 minutes before response occurs. Imagine being robbed at home, and the act happens after a call to the Sheriff's Department is made. You would still have to wait, on average, 240 agonizing seconds before the deputies get to you. Other calls that are priority, but may not be as urgent, can take as much as 10 minutes for a successful dispatch. Routine calls that will take you over an hour before a deputy can respond to you. These are unacceptable numbers, and they simply exist because we do not have enough deputies and police officers on our streets. Recently, at a city council meeting, Mayor Pro Tem Maggie Clark asked the question to our sheriff's team: if we were to increase our funding to the Sheriff's Department, could we apply that for more deputies? Unfortunately, the department's answer was no. There are simply not enough recruits to fill the vacancies that now exist within the ranks of the department. The long-term impact of a state and county government that has been hostile to our police and public safety has created an environment where becoming a police officer is no longer a desirable career. We are not going to let these challenges stop us from our first priority though, keeping you safe. I am stating a challenge tonight for our city and for our public safety team. We must do better. Our response times need to improve. Our crime rates need to drop. Our residents and our businesses need to feel safe at all times during the day and at night. I am challenging our sheriff's department and our public safety team to make a concerted effort to halve our response times across the board. Our community needs to know that when they call the public safety for support, our team will respond quickly and effectively to keep them safe. I am proposing that we explore a homegrown program of a supplemental police officers and police reserve program for our city. We see today there are plenty of young men and women who are called to a career of service and duty. Let's bring them on board. Let's build the next generation of police officers that can supplement our sheriff's force. Let's explore a combination of full-time Rosemead police officers and Rosemead reservists that can fill in and supplement the great work of our deputies. Let's utilize this to cut our call times in half and significantly reduce our crime rate. I also want to challenge our sheriff's department in innovating their team. Our detectives are carrying an average caseload of 80 cases. Think about that for a minute. On an average 40-hour work week, that means each case receives at best 30 minutes of time for review. That is not a sustainable way of solving crime. Compound that with all the paperwork each deputy needs at each patrol. We have now created a situation where the deputies and our detectives spend more time navigating through the bureaucracy and paperwork than doing actual police work. This needs to change. The department must modernize, use technology, use data, and use community-based policing to become more effective. Now, the city will do our part in these efforts. In addition to exploring a supplemental police force program, we will kick off the renovation and expansion of the Public Safety Center at Zapopan Park. This Public Safety Center has been the center of our public safety outreach and engagement efforts. We will kickstart construction in August, helping retrofit the building that houses our deputies. We'll create a home base within the city, and most importantly, place our deputies in the heart of the city to better reach our community at the most vulnerable times. Our city will also continue to focus our efforts to attack crime before it even starts. Our philosophy is that a broken window will create more if it is not correctly fixed. This past year, our city has cleaned up over 80,000 square feet of graffiti. I want to commend our Public Works Department and team and the effort of getting this goal to keep our city safe and clean. This is just a start though. Our goal to remove graffiti within 24 hours is severely tested. This is why we'll be adding in an additional $500,000 to our budget to address and combat this and other public infrastructure maintenance. Now, we are not just stopping there at Public Works because they are also engaged on over 40 capital improvement and construction projects this year, totaling almost $50 million. We're investing $42 million to maintain and improve our streets, over $7 million for our parks and public facilities, and $500,000 to improve the technology and information access at all our community facilities. What does all this taxpayer money mean exactly? We're talking about upgrading Rosemead Park and Zapopan Park walking trails. We're talking about repairing and improving our park benches and parking lots at Garvey Park, Rosemead Park, and the Jess Gonzalez Sports Complex. We're investing in preventive maintenance to ensure our Garvey Park splash zone and our basketball courts at Rosemead Park are ready for the next generation to enjoy, especially on summer days like today. You'll see us resurfacing and improving our major streets like Walnut Grove and Valley Boulevard. We will also focus on improving pedestrian safety along Mission Drive and improve traffic flow and safety at our I-10 freeway ramps. Our Public Works team is ensuring that the dream that we have for Rosemead continues to sit on a secure and strong foundation. Our dream begins with providing quality homes for our residents and meaningful, good-paying jobs for our community. On occasion, we need to take our lemons and make lemonade. The state challenged our city to plan and eventually build 4,000 units within our community. This is a daunting task, as Rosemead is mostly built out. Now, this is without a doubt state overreach. And I believe that we can take this, though, and challenge and repurpose this towards our goal of building a dream. Yes, we need to be creative, and we need to ensure that these new homes fit the fabric of what makes Rosemead a desirable community. But imagine a community where our children and our children's children come back to Rosemead, make their homes right next to us, build their families and businesses here. I would venture to say that we would all want to strive for something like this. So, how do we get there? Well, first, let's talk about our zoning laws, our zoning code. Let's ensure that we allow for more housing, more diverse and innovative types of housing in our commercial areas, creating mixed uses that allow residents to both live and shop all around the same areas. Let's create opportunities of rental and home ownership along these areas so that young professionals, young families can make their start here in our city. Let's explore live-work housing where we can take advantage of dynamic shifts of work culture, allowing teleworking and hybrid working. Let's look at making and converting spaces where home-based businesses can get their start without ever having to leave their living room. I look forward to working with our Planning Commission and helping implement some of these exciting updates to our zoning code to ensure we are building for the future that fits the culture of Rosemead. Updating our zoning code and providing for more dynamic starting homes is one of many ways we're going to bring quality housing to our community. As we speak, our community development team is creating a preset approved plans for homeowners to be able to add units to their properties. Previously and colloquially, we've called these in-law or granny units. These accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, are a new opportunity for homeowners here in Rosemead to add homes to keep the family together. This program that we expect to launch in 3 months, and more importantly, streamlines the process to reduce the amount of time it takes and trips it takes homeowners to come to City Hall. In a multi-generational community like Rosemead, where it is common for 3 or more generations under one roof, this helps feed into keeping our families together in a way that makes sense. Let's keep our families together and create opportunities for all of us to grow in Rosemead. Though we talked about 2 unique ways of development, Rosemead still has opportunities for traditional housing. And it is important for us to keep these options as well as they are part of the dream, depending on where you're starting. Going before the Planning Commission and Council this year is the Lewis Groups of Homes proposal to bring online 150 units at the Old Country Ride building currently occupied by Edison International. This exciting project preserves the residential campus of our south end of town while bringing in modern and spacious homes available for ownership. I want to thank Lewis Homes for your commitment to our city. I also want to challenge you to preserve a series of these homes dedicated to affordable housing with a preference for veterans. Again, I want us to commit to serving those who have served us. Lewis Homes, let's talk. In addition to Lewis Homes, the city also recently purchased 2 acres of land this past year with plans of pursuing housing for our community. Certainly, it is not a large project as Lewis Homes, but we have the potential of adding in 20 homes of ownership for our community. I challenge our council and our staff to designate a good portion of these homes for our veteran community. In addition to building homes for our community, our team is hard at work with our fellow agencies and institutions to help create businesses, jobs, and opportunities here. We are excited that Pasadena City College is committed to building their satellite campus right across the street from City Hall. They will take almost 3 acres of underutilized space to create an environment where our next generation has the chance to improve upon their education and pursue an affordable post-high school degree and certifications. We are planning to partner with Pasadena City College and our own hometown university, University of the West, to expand their business incubator program. As part of our collaborative efforts with our partners and consultants at the state and federal level, Senator Alex Padilla has placed a request for $500,000 to support entrepreneurial and business incubation programs within our region. Synergistically working with Pasadena City College and University of the West, we can make Rosemead into a community where your business dream starts here. Now, we have more homes, we have more students, and we have more future businesses here in Rosemead. Where are they going to eat and shop? Well, I'm proud to say that the city is planning for this too. Last year, then Mayor Sean Dang announced the development of Rosemead's first ever food hall, creating microspaces and stalls for new eateries to test out their wings. This proposal will finally come online this year right across the street from City Hall and next to the proposed Pasadena City College campus. At least we know where the city staff and the students are going for lunch. Our city's culture for food does not stop at the food hall. As a community that is deeply rooted in our diverse selection of cuisine, from the great and storied DePilla's Italian to LA Magazine's favorite Chinese restaurant, Sea Harbor, to fan favorites, Summer Rose and Golden Delight, you name it, we have it. And to celebrate this, as part of our strategic plan, this year we are dedicating our first ever Taste of Rosemead Fair. Absolutely. It's a baby project of Councilmember Armenta. She's been planning. We are looking to partner with the Chamber of Commerce for this exciting event. This is an opportunity for us to showcase the wonderful variety and selection we have in our community. Don't worry about feeling guilty from all the delicious food that we have to offer. Rosemead is also home to several gyms where you can sweat it off. Now, speaking of activities that get us moving, our Parks and Recreation team continues to develop outdoor and active opportunities for our community. This year, in partnership with Congresswoman Judy Chu, you will see us going to Washington, D.C. to secure a $1.6 million request to upgrade Garvey Center. Home to our senior clubs, our enrichment programs and classes, and to many organizations meeting home, the Garvey Center is entering its 20th year of operation. If successful, this funding will help us prepare the Garvey Center for our next generation of community use, from weddings and baby showers to dance lessons to our senior lunch program. Let's support efforts to preserve our multi-generational space where so many memories and dreams are made. I am also spearheading an initiative to convert our Civic Center here for better recreational space. You all have already heard about the surrounding development in this area, from a food hall to a community college. All this is part of Valley Boulevard's continued modernization for the next generation, and we must do the same with our Civic Center here. In addition to our City Hall and Community County Library and our Rosemead Community Center, this space we share has become a spontaneous public use space repurposed. We have an obligation to serve our community here at the heart of the city with quality amenities and facilities. Today, I am announcing that we are taking that first step to plan and design for the future of our Civic Center and ensure that our facilities match the next generation of needs for this area as we continue to grow. I look forward to interacting with all of you as we develop this space. Please attend our next Parks Commission meeting to express what you would want to see at the heart of our downtown. As we continue our plans to grow Garvey Avenue and make it a destination location with living and shopping, we need to make sure that we plan for enough recreational space in our community. Today, I am calling on our Parks Commission to develop a plan to open up 5 acres of open and recreational space for our underserved community. Let's find creative and innovative ways to utilize our space where our community can spend more time outdoors enjoying nature than indoors staring at its computer screen. Now, throughout today, you have heard us talk about the major challenges our state and federal governments have handed to the city of Rosemead. We have talked about the strong advocacy as we have pushed to make sure your tax dollars that flow up to the state and DC come back home. We recognize that some of our major issues require a comprehensive approach and innovative ways to address and tackle. Probably one of our largest concerns of our city is the continued impact of homelessness and how it has strained our families and created blight in our city. This complex issue requires us to address this in multiple ways. I have led the efforts in analyzing what is causing homelessness in Rosemead, how we can address this issue, and what resources we need to have to house those who need it and provide resources to those who are down in their luck. This past year, the Rosemead Homelessness Subcommittee, comprised of council members, commissioners, and community members, has met, discussed, and developed a series of proposals that we truly believe can address this challenge. We recognize that there are many reasons why someone falls into homelessness, from the high cost of living to the current state of inflation to personal demons that plague some of our residents. We recognize that we have to take a compassionate yet firm approach to manage this. Today, let's ensure that those who are close to homeless are able to stay in their homes. Let's ensure that those who are homeless and need and want services are receiving them. Finally, for those who are homeless and do not want services, let's ensure that the pathway to come out of homelessness is always open to them, and that we provide a gentle yet firm push to move them in the right direction of help. Watching our community suffer on the street is not what we do as a compassionate and God-loving city. We have to do better. Let's expand our Section 8 program that are already keeping 350 Rosemead families housed. Let's expand our social work team that has helped bring hundreds of people out of homelessness. Let's partner with regional agencies like the San Gabriel Valley Housing Trust to build more affordable housing. And let's empower our first responders to enforce care to our community that need it, but may not realize that they do. I believe that Rosemead can be in the forefront. Our city can be the standard in helping those who have lost sight of their dream find the path back. Today, we have talked about some very ambitious plans for our city. Plans that will set us up to help build the dream for the next generation. To do this, though, Rosemead needs to become a charter city. Imagine a city constitution, a charter that will help us preserve our rights for self-determination as a city. Imagine an ability for us to protect ourselves from the most harmful mandates coming down from Sacramento. Imagine us having the ability to create economic development and grow the city in a way we need to. Imagine having the ability for us to create more programs and policies that keep our community safe. If this is something you believe in, I strongly ask that you come to our meeting here at City Hall on Thursday and voice your opinion about this. About 37 years ago, my parents decided to move to Rosemead. They did this for several reasons. The first being that we had family already living here. Other reasons were that there were good schools and programs that this city was offering. My parents made a lot of sacrifices in order for them to come to America, and even more sacrifices for us to live in Rosemead. It was humble beginnings for us as a family. I remember the first 5 years of living in Rosemead, my bed was the living room couch. But I also remember learning to swim at Garvey Pool. I remember picking up Easter eggs at Zapopan Park. I remember doing a sock puppet show in 6th grade for then council members Maggie Clark and Jay Imperio. Yes, certainly humble beginnings, but the start of a dream for my family. Though it's been almost 20 years since my parents have passed away, their sacrifice and their focus on the dream for our family continues to motivate me. Now, as I go to our local park and I see our seniors participating in line dancing, our children playing at the skate park, people planting vegetables at the community gardens, I can't help but think about us creating that dream for the future generation. Today, we have laid out that plan where Rosemead will continue to be a place where the dream starts. I hope you will all join me in helping secure that future for each and every one of members of our community and for our great city. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless the city of Rosemead. and may God bless the United States of America. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Wow. I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of things for Rosemead. But let me tell you, when Stephen has something in mind, he will make sure that he completes that. Many times I've even came to him and said, Stephen, I don't know about that. No, watch, it's going to happen. And sure enough, it does. But one thing that we do need to recognize is the Rosemead Chamber of Commerce. Please, if you're part of the Rosemead Chamber Board, please stand up. They are the reason why we have the State of the City address. Thank you so much. And at the helm is our beautiful Executive Director, Ray Jan. Where are you, Ray? She's over there. Yay, Ray. This only goes to show you that it does take a village, and our villages are businesses. A city can only be as strong as our backbone, and our backbone is our city, is our businesses. So thank you so much to the Chamber of Commerce. Let's give another big hand to our mayor, Stephen Lee. And I believe there's still some refreshments back there, so please enjoy yourself. You don't need to go home. You can stay here. That's saying you don't need to go home, but you can't stay here. No, you can stay here. We're gonna stay here in the city of Rosemead. Oh, before I leave, I don't know, I'm not sure if many of you saw the news recently, but I do want to give out a big acknowledgement to our special assignment officers. They were on the news showing the sting operations that they did over there at the Macy's, because people don't know. The Macy's, Olive Garden, Lucille's, all are in the city of Rosemead. So thank you so much. Chief, I don't know who is here from your team. It's back. They're back over there. Sorry, the sun is a little bright, but not only were they on the news the day before yesterday, but just this morning, I saw them also. Channel 5 was with you, and they were showcasing how we are combating homelessness. And again, it's all because of the team that we work together. And we're so very blessed to have our leader, Mayor Stephen Lee, running the city. So thank you so much. Big hand, come on everybody, big hand. With that, please enjoy yourself. There's plenty of food back there, and mingle, network. We're not going anywhere, so.